almost got into a wreck while running.
Money ain't a thing if I got it. Money ain't a thing if I got it. Money. Before the money there was love, but before the money it was tough. There came the money through a plug.
What's up, guys? Let's talk about how the next month of my life is about to be so out of whack. Your boy just arrived in DC and we're in a hotel for 30 days. All right, guys, I'm back at the hotel from Whole Foods. Took way longer than expected, but I want to give you all a little bit of a glimpse of what I'm gonna be eating. Very similar to when I'm at home, just because we're on a little vacation for work. Doesn't mean we get to completely break down our nutrition, because that would not do us well. So let's start out. We have some bison grass-fed beef. We got some medjool dates, some organic blueberries. We got some raw honey here. We got some organic pasta, non-fat Greek yogurt, water, of course, olive oil spray because it saves you on the calories. We got some Pellegrino, best water there is. Almond butter because they did not have any single ingredient peanut butter, and this was the only single ingredient almond butter, if you guys can see that. Hopefully it'll focus. I don't know if it's focusing or not, but the only single ingredient butter that I found. Pasture-raised eggs, organic bananas, organic apples, organic oranges, organic avocado, and fingerling potatoes. So, oh yeah, unsalted butter. So this is pretty much what we got. Very similar to what I eat at home. So we're gonna keep things the same and keep it pushing. So your boys gotta go on a run. I'll be back. Peace.
Sitting back plotting, jotting information on my nation. Really started from the bottom, boy, cotton, but they still planted plantations. We keep buying it. Close-minded.
What's up, guys? We are midway through the week, and as you can see, I am at a pizza place called Wise Guys Pizza here in DC. So I'm gonna get a couple of slices of pizza, which is completely outside of my realm of normalcy. But we've had a big week, which is what I want to talk to you about. So let's get this pizza and then have a chat about how the training's going. All right, guys, so it's Thursday, March the 5th, 2026. We're here in DC. My hotel is probably about a mile walk. So I just walked over here to get some of this pizza because I had been seeing it every day that I've been passing by. So, and it looks super good, as you can see. So it's Thursday, and we only have, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so 3 days left in the training week. I'm feeling good, though. I am currently at 66 miles and 1,539 feet of elevation gain. For those of you that know, back in Houston, we don't have much elevation whatsoever. So I have had to, get acclimated pretty quickly to the rolling hills here, which is good because it's going to make me a better runner at the end of the day. So definitely not complaining about it by any stretch of the imagination. It's just different at the end of the day. So definitely probably going to be over 2,000 feet of vert this week. All in all, doing good, but I just have to check in and let you guys know how the training is going and how your boy's breaking his typical diet and getting some of this fat pizza. So I'm about to tear this up and head back to the hotel, and then it's back to training tomorrow. So see you soon.
Balance my soccer with the Henny Agua. Me and my nigga tryna eat you pussies empanada. The flow like plenty lava. With just a penny, I can multiply my worth and make you work for me for 20 hours. I swear these niggas love to copy, thanks for listening. Nigga, they been the same since Biggie smacked me at my christening. Watch what you dishing in. Please play it safe, cause your position on the top is switching right in front your face. Rock you out of space with rhymes, I'm busting now. Keep ducking down, got some missiles now, headed for your house. So put the pistols down, got that red dot on your nose. Who put the clown out like jaws like a blue nose foes? Keep your mouth closed or you can see the soap, nah. I got connections that guaranteed to see closed doors. You hear that underground soap, nah. The way I flows, to switch them. The pros been on a mission. Listen, into the chamber, get hyperbolic. They raising max, I raise stakes to keep them brolic. My visions is macrocosmic, past the chronic. The master sonics is light years above your conscious, your novice. But I got notes that strike nerves. I promise your minds ain't sharp like my swerves. So cut the BS and don't worry where my G's is. bitch a genius, learn from my penis. I got dreams selling arenas and breaking brackets. Tennis racket while I'm cracking a serena. Goddamn, God bless the heaven that sent you. And now I'm freezing out, baby, cause my rent's due. Shit is really real out here. I said shit is really real out here. It ain't easy, yeah, easy. Just trying to get a deal out here. Word, money ain't a thing if I got it. I'm screaming green, who fucking with the rap supreme? Joey bad and big print, came to collect the green. I got $1 and a dream, know what I mean? And I gotta get my mama off the scene. I'm screaming green, who fucking with the rap supreme? Joey bad and big print, came to collect the green. I got $1 and a dream, know what I mean? And I gotta get my mama off the scene. Joey badass cash and everything around me.
All right, guys, peak week in the books. Let's break down 3 things that I think are super important to talk about when it comes to peak week. So when we talk about perception and reality, we are talking about what we may perceive something to be and what something is actually like in reality. And when I set out for peak week, I really just wanted to go out and hammer the miles and just put as much fatigue on my legs as humanly possible. I'm a firm believer that the more fatigue you put on your legs and the more that you're able to hit certain paces while fatigued, it kind of builds a callus, so to speak, right? You know, when you lift weights and you build those calluses on your hands, and then after a while, you're just able to lift more and more, and then it no longer bothers you, right? Hammering the miles and putting as much volume as I can together, and also hitting some faster paced workouts, in my opinion, will really set me up for success when we get into miles 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and then 0.2. So that was kind of the idea or my mentality going into it. I kind of perceived it would be a certain way, and the reality of it is it was very difficult. So when it comes to running, I think it's more so mental than it is physical. While we are talking about, you know, adding these different stimuluses to the body, you're also adding a stimulus to the mind. So you want to be able to go somewhere mentally that allows you to endure a lot of this stuff, right? It's not easy by any stretch of the imagination. And when you have like that self-doubt creep in, you know, you want to give up, you have to be able to go somewhere mentally to be able to push past that, right? That's something that happened to me in my first marathon, right? At Chevron Houston, I got to a point where mile 19 or 20, where my body was like having an out-of-body experience, like, yo, what are we doing? We've never pressed this far for this long. What are we doing? I had to make a decision, right? Do I check in? Do I give up right here? And I was like, nah, listen, my family is waiting on me. I got to push through this thing. So being able to develop that in training is super important. So yeah, we want to put, you know, stimulus and callus on the legs, but we also want to put calluses on the mind as well to be able to overcome a lot of the mental blocks that we have. All right, so I kind of did a double whammy, and I don't know that I would suggest that everybody or just anybody do this. Now, I'm nothing special by any stretch of imagination, and this could have actually gone bad for me, but not only did I increase my mileage for peak week, but I also induced 3,400 feet plus of vertical gain or elevation gain, right? Now, coming from Houston where I could run an entire week, I could literally run 100 miles in Houston and not gain 500 feet in elevation, right? Because it's pancake flat. But here in the Washington, D.C. area, like there's rolling hills everywhere. I really could have done myself in pretty bad, right? And could have set myself up for failure, but you know, I think it's just a testament to how strong my legs are and how much I've been able to build over time that I was able to endure the elevation gain here. So not only did I go up in mileage, but I also went up in elevation tenfold, right? So, you know, that was interesting, but I made it through. So I have a really strong opinion about what rolling hills and elevation gain do for you on your legs, right? We talk about building stimulus. Now, sure, we can go out and we can pound, you know, 5K pace, 10K pace, half marathon pace, threshold, LT1, LT2, all that stuff is great, right? But I think that running hills pay the bills, right? And I didn't coin that phrase, but I think it's true. I think that when you run hills, you're also adding stimulus to the leg. So your durability and efficiency will probably go through the roof when it's time to race. We will see on April the 19th in Jersey, but I think it really does something similar to running those faster LT1, LT2 paces because it is putting that lactic acid or inducing lactic acid and putting a lot of strain on the body and making you push through that. Sure, running on the hills, you're not running at the same pace like you would on pancake flat surface, but you are kind of incorporating some of the same or inducing some of the same stress on the body. And I think that it just makes you more durable and, you know, more elite of a runner, if you will. All right, the biggest takeaway from this video, if you've not taken anything else away from this video, please pay attention to this. Now, 100 plus miles a week is kind of nuts. 116 miles is even crazier for me when I think about where I've come from. 3,400 feet is even crazier when you add it on top. And then add on top that I worked 50 plus hours for this week. Now, I'm not saying that to boast and brag. What I'm saying is it's super important to prioritize your life in a way and structure your life in a way that allows you to do these things. Because if you do them improperly, it could really cost you, and I'm not a doctor, but it could really cost you your health and wellness. So what do? I make sure that I get proper and adequate sleep. I make sure that I properly and adequately hydrate, and I make sure that my nutrition is top tier. Yeah, you saw me eat a couple pieces of pizza or a couple slices of pizza, but for the most part, as you guys saw, I treat my nutrition like an elite athlete. I'm no elite athlete, but I don't play games when it comes to nutrition. I make sure that my nutrition is dialed in to the best of my ability. Yeah, I kind of cheat here and there with a couple slices of pizza, as you guys can see. But for the most part, 99% of the time, I'm pretty dialed in, pretty locked in. So adequate rest, adequate recovery, adequate hydration, proper nutrition, and just doing what you're supposed to do to keep yourself upright is super important in the endurance game. I can't stress that enough. So if you don't take anything else away from this video, take that. You have to make sure that you stay on top of everything else to be able to put in the miles and put in the work, right? I think that I take recovery and my health on that side of the aisle just as serious. I'm not gonna say way more, but just as serious as I do my training. So yeah, make sure that you're staying on top of that. All right, since my last YouTube video, I've gained tons of support and I am super, super grateful. I say this all the time. You know, I edit my own videos, I do my own thing, you know, I'm working, I got a family, I got all these things going on. I'm stretched pretty thin. I try to put out videos as often as I possibly can. But for you all to show me love in the way that you all have since my last video, I guess it's a testament that I did an okay video, I guess, I don't know. But I appreciate it. Every new subscriber, every existing subscriber, going forward, every new subscriber that comes in, I really do appreciate it because I know that you took your time out, you know, to press that subscribe button. And, you know, I'm just trying to motivate people out there to let you know that you can be a working, you know, dad, husband, full-time employee, do all these things and still have goals for yourself and go out and accomplish those things. I think that it's doable. I think that it takes a little bit of sacrifice and dedication, and hopefully I am presenting that, I am packaging that to you all in a proper fashion to, you know, that you can say, hey man, I can do this too. So life's about doing hard things. I think it brings about the best out of us, and I'll continue to hammer it. So from me to you, I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Help your boy get to 1,000 subs. That would be phenomenal by the end of the year, 1,000 subs, you know. I really want to try to put out a video every week. That's just something that I have to work on. We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes it's 2 weeks. Sometimes, hopefully it's not more than that, but it happens, right? That's life. But that's the whole point of this channel, is us just trying to navigate this thing and do what we can do. So, all right, guys, that's pretty much all I have. Again, I appreciate you. Be good to each other. Be good to yourself, most importantly. Keep showing up, keep crushing it. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.